All right, everybody, we are back. Okay, let me get my phone. I think everything should be working. Okay, as you guys know, we're a little newer when it comes to these streams specifically. Where my drink at though? I'm gonna have to take one of Mama's Celsiuses or something. What's this one? Okay, so let's get into this. Let's see if this works real quick. Let me go on Twitch. Pop this bitch open. Uh, yeah, that seems like it's working. Okay, now what if I?
Today we're going to rank every killer in Dead by Daylight from worst to best. I consider myself a pretty average player, and so I hope I can give a balanced
Can I
opinion
hear
on where
both
the
of
killers
us
land
at the
in the
same
tier
time
list.
though?
Let's get into it. Starting out with our very weak tier, number 42, the Trapper. As the
Okay, we
first
got
killer
this
made for
going.
DBD, it does seem
All right, all right, all right. Let's bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. All right, ranking every DBD killer. Okay, let's get into this. This is part one. We're gonna do this in a two-part series. Let's get into this. Let's see what we got. Ranking every DBD killer, all 42. This was done a few months ago, so there's some that aren't on here probably.
Hey everyone, today we're going to rank every killer in Dead by Daylight from
I'm
worst to
loving this
best.
game
I
again right
consider
now.
myself a pretty average player, and so I hope I can give a balanced opinion on where the killers land in the tier list. Let's get into it. Starting out with our very weak tier, number 42, the Trapper. As the first killer
Yeah,
made for DBD, it does seem odd that Trapper has always persistently been the weakest, but here we are. Trapper is the weakest killer largely because he's simply somewhat outdated, and
he's the weakest killer, but he's only the weakest killer if it's experienced players. Like if he happens to get in there with one or two people who are like semi new to the game, Trapper's still OP. Like when you're first trying to figure out Dead by Daylight, the Trapper will have you fucking beat. And I was just playing a game with the boys on one of the streams, and we had people dying to the Trapper left and right. I had two people go down. They literally died both hooks because they kept getting trapped. And then my boy was like, "They gotta pay attention, bro." He got hit by a couple traps, and then fucking dude, I was doing so good, I got hit by a trap. I'm like, man. So I agree, but it's like to a certain extent.
year by year, patch by patch, he tries to catch up to the strength of the newer killers. His power, however, falls into the common pitfalls of requiring a lot of setup and simply being extremely counterable. Trapper
Yeah,
is slow, map dependent, lacks overall map pressure until he's set up, and just doesn't really catch a break in any way. He does have
yeah,
a decent offering of add-ons though, that can often ease his lacking areas.
it's
Overall
still pretty
though,
mid.
Trapper is a product of his time and is
Yeah, he's
likely
mid.
meant to be here in the tier list. So
Yeah,
here he is.
for sure.
Number 41, the
Bro is
Ghostface.
super mid.
Ghosty is an odd one as he's an
Okay,
incredibly
I don't know what's about to be said about this dude, but ah, he can be such a cunt to play, dude. Like to play against. We're doing the what is it? The event and DBD, me and the boys, and we just went up against one. Bro, you can be such a nerd with Ghostface. He's not made to be overpowered, but you can play him overpowered. I want to see what he says about it though.
well-loved killer, yet he really isn't that strong despite his play rates. He's another killer who's just
Hunt, big
very
play rate.
slow at getting just about anything done.
Big play
He
rate.
lacks map pressure and traversal, and his ability to stalk and mark survivors is rather slow and can be quite easily countered by good players. Ghosty
Mm,
does excel in some areas though, like his stealth. He is probably the stealthiest of the stealth killers, being
for
genuinely
sure,
very
for
quiet
sure.
and able to maneuver very efficiently with his crouch and lean abilities.
Real quick too, I can't pronounce this guy. I should have said this too. Shout out homie. AZHYMOVS. Shout out bro. Shout out the bro. Shout out the bro. Shout out the bro.
Nowadays, after a few reworks too, he does have access to some genuinely solid
Go
add-ons
full
and
screen.
can definitely be buffed up a bit with certain perks. Ghosty really suffers though when he has to take on a straight chase, eating pallets and just not having much anti-loop, aside a few tricks here and there with his crouch. Both trap and stealth killers alike really suffer in DBD's quicker climate that we have nowadays. Number 40, the Skull Merchant. A big improvement for Merchant as a character who was, around this time last year, utterly awful, with her being in a somewhat of a soft kill switch state. However, she fairly recently received a number of buffs that bring her up to a closer point to how she performed originally. She's much better.
That's what I heard, is when she first came out, she was fucking broken. People were like, yo, to player was like a no skill claim. To player was a no skill claim. She was the first killer I played as.
Better now, although I would argue she doesn't leave the bottom tier. She's still a rather directionless character, with abilities that can
Yeah.
often be relatively hard to get value out of. I often
Mm
find, in fact, that the
hmm.
greatest strength of Merchant isn't the ability of the drones themselves, but instead the survivors' fear of them at all, as many don't seem to know what they really do, so they just try to avoid them. Overall, Merchant feels better, but she is by no means a powerhouse. Better is
Nah.
about all I can give her. Onto our weak tier. Number
Okay.
39, the Legion. Legion are another well-loved
What are we talking about, dude? What are we talking about, dude? What do you mean Legion in weak tier, bro? This guy's a bitch to play, bro. Every time I play him, this is a L game. When we get the Legion, me and the buddies chuck up the L and say, GG's, big fellas. Free game. Get your clips off. Hit your loops. This shit's crazy. My cat looks very upset right now.
character similar to Ghostface who have a pretty good pick rate, yet they're not really that strong. Legion are heavily and easily counterable by a team simply splitting up, with Legion's power quickly being trivialized once survivors start to do this.
Yeah.
However, Legion has definitely improved over the years beyond the repeat deep wound appliers they used to be. Nowadays, with Legion's faster power cancellation, they can use their ability much more efficiently within a
Mm-hmm.
chase to close gaps.
I
Their
didn't
5
realize
hit
his
insta-down
gameplay looked like
ability is
this.
also pretty solid for situations like a grouped up, altruistic team, as you can punish them for bunching so closely together. Legion's add-ons can also give them an edge, with them also having a semi-decent ability to traverse the map and gather information.
Okay.
Due a rework relatively soon. Number
Ah,
38, the Trickster.
he's not that hard to play against. If you get caught up in some shit, he could catch you lacking, but he's an F tier. He's an F tier killer for sure.
Trickster is a killer who is actually due a rework relatively soon, I believe, and so there's a good chance this placement will shift upon that. However, for now, Trickster is about the same as he's always been for the last few years, a killer who heavily relies on momentum and big open areas to make the most of his power. Some spaces he's unstoppable, and in others he's rather pathetic in his ability to pressure or even down survivors. Trickster
Yeah.
has had a bit of a wild ride over the years, with him being in a spot nowadays where I think, similar to others in these lower tiers, he simply feels a bit outdated and a bit unloved. He lacks an edge that basically every other newer killer has, leaving him rather hopeless on many maps.
Yo, ow, ow, ow.
Number 37, the Clown. Clown is always a tough character to place because
I haven't played against Clown that much. I haven't played against the Clown that much. So I honestly am a little ignorant to this subject. And I'm interested to see. I think I've played him a couple times when I first started. Mind you, I got over 100 hours on this game, and I'm still like the worst DVD player you've ever seen. I can get people off hooks. I do gens, but like I'm a terrible looper. Um, yeah, let's look at this. If anything, bro, I don't know. Unless he's kind of goaded, I may have to. I would put him back. I'd put him back.
he's one of those killers that
F
always
tier.
feels weirdly hard to counter as a survivor, yet when you play him, you feel super weak. This is because his chase is actually quite oppressive, with his bottles providing easy slowdown and speed up. But that's basically where Clown's strengths start and end. He's a fairly similar character to someone like Trickster in that way. His one-on-one is very strong and scary, but as soon as he has to pressure the wider map, or even take on multiple survivors at once, he sort of falls apart. He does have a decent range of add-ons to aid him, and he's not overly map dependent, as his ability is essentially throwable slowdown. Number
Yeah.
36, Sadako. Sadako has gone through a number of changes over the years, and I think it's
So from what I hear, bro, from what he just said about the clown, it seems like he's F tier. Like the trapper is definitely seems more efficient than that. I think the slowdown's cool, but it's you would have to like aim. I think it's like more skill based. If anything, I think that's what puts Trapper up in like the playability of him because he's able to like if he really know if somebody's really good at Trapper too, and you bring in a map fucking thing with you, like if you really know a map, he can predetermine, premeditate his traps and just for certain like every trapper obviously does that, but it's like if you really know DBD, you know where people are going to be looping and stuff like that, like you're a hardcore player, you could definitely put trapper like up there. You could premeditate so much and just make so much space and momentum off that, just saying.
largely
I haven't played against her much. Love the movie.
made the player base simply confused what she does. This doesn't necessarily work to her advantage either, as most people still understand the basic loop of if you see Condemned go up, return a tape to a TV, making her
Facts.
pretty counterable. Sadako's best quality and reason she's above a few others down here is her teleport, which allows her access to most of the
Oh,
map at a
word?
very quick speed. Her passive Condemned, whilst often feeling decently weak, can still be very oppressive, particularly on small maps like Midwich, and her stealth, well, it's fine, but decently loud, to be honest. Sadako is rather wanting in the add-on department too, and in general is just a bit of a mess after so many reworks. Number 35, The Hag. So this may be a shocker, as Hag, I think, in the very first tier list I ever made, was either in the top or second to top tier. Hag, like other trap characters though, has suffered greatly over the years.
I don't know much about she hasn't popped up crazy for me either, bro. Yeah. I'm actually interested to see what she says. She's probably an F tier. If she ain't getting played like that, I come up against I get what I'm not saying play rate is a major factor in like the playability of a killer, but it is too. Like some of these people, there's a reason why you don't see him that much. Like, what's her face that we just watched? Makes sense she's lower. Not much playability, so people don't play her. There are the people that are so crazy, like the Carrie Sue fucking thing, where it's like people don't play them out of respect because DBD just has not done anything about them. Um, with that being said, dude, it's like I don't know if I don't play like maybe I'm just tight about the Trapper, dude. Almost in agreement with everything I've seen so far.
Is with the increasing speed of gameplay. Hag is a character that takes a long time to set up, but unlike Trapper even, I'd argue, her traps can be dismantled by a team in seconds sometimes. Hag is generally best when creating a trap zone where she can heavily control an area, and she does still excel at this. She can be
Bro.
really good in those situations when you get them going, but this can also lead to disaster if her traps are not replaced fast enough. Hag is like a constant game of attrition against the survivors, repeat attacks and repeat whittling down of the survivor spirit. Hag
Yeah.
unfortunately suffers with maps too nowadays, and also just pressure, I'd argue. It's so easy to lose with her, and so here she is, even lower than before. Number 34, the Demagogue.
So I agree, bro. And that's the thing too. I get you can dismantle the traps, but at the end of the day, bro, if it's all map based, I think too. Not all map based, but it's majority map based. And I don't know, dude. I'm just saying, Trapper still seems higher up on this list. If I called old Davis boy up, bro, I'm telling you, old boy would disagree with this shit.
Demo is actually a character I've raised, I believe, from last tier list, and it's down to Demo still having a lot going for it, even if none of it is particularly good. Demo still gets a shot at most things. It has a teleport ability, although a fairly bad and easily counterable one. It has its Shred for chases, which is its greatest strength, I'd argue, and can do some real damage when used well. Then it's got a super mid-range of add-ons and information gathering ability with Killer Instinct. The Demo excels though because it's simple. There's nothing complicated about Demo or its kit, but that's a real
Yeah.
strength in many ways. Demo is consistent, I'd argue, even if those consistent results are on the lower end. I think this consistency makes it better than a number of the lower killers, which can do better, but often at the odds of other factors.
Okay.
Awaken to a world of
Fuck.
wonder in Final Fantasy XIV Online.
Number 33, the Pig. Pig is
Bro, they have so many killers. It's so crazy to think about how little or like how long it's been since I've came across them. Pig's another one, bro. Little sketchy. I remember the first time when my boy first got me into DBD, dude. When Davis first got me into Dead by Daylight, dude. I remember I was like doing a gen and this thing's fucking crouched up next to me and I'm like literally looking at Davis. I'm like, "Bro, why is this guy not hopping on the generator?" I'm like, "He's just fucking staring at me." Davis is like, "He's not doing a generator?" And I'm like, "No, dude, he's just looking at me. He's just crouched all weird." He's like, "Weird?" I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "It's like Titan. Is it the pig?" I'm like, it's got a long nose." He was like, "That's the fucking killer, dude. That's the killer. Get out of there." But don't see it as much. Maybe we put it E tier, and like there's a reason because it's just like not a fan favorite. Saw isn't necessary. Like if you're playing DBD for like the killers and like favorites and stuff, Chucky, Jason, Freddy, kind of makes sense that the pig ain't up there. You know what I mean? Because it's not really like the core person from Saw. Like, but I'm pretty sure that's where that's from. I could be wrong, but whatever. Uh, let's look into this.
ending off our E tier, with her still being a relatively weak killer as she has been for just about the entirety of DBD history. Pig's greatest strength is her reverse bear traps though, which are essentially just a built-in game delay, a key tool to distract survivors from gens and very rarely kill them. Their main goal in fairness is to just buy you time to catch more survivors with your stealth and ambush. Pig has gotten better this year though, particularly in the ambush department, with her ambush actually being really good if a survivor chooses to stay in a loop. She is still pretty hard countered though, by a simple pallet drop, or even just a survivor leaving the loop. Pig really does get a helping hand with her traps though. Moving on to the below average tier,
Okay.
number 32, the Wraith. Wraith
Mm, I've seen. I don't know. Maybe I'm just basing it too much off of, like what I do, but I've seen good raids, bro. I've seen good raids.
is pretty much the closest you can get to default killer. He does have core strengths though that are both consistent and decently strong, which are his map traversal, his partial stealth, and his ability to chase but also hit and run well. Wraith is good and just average at killering, but he's also not amazing at anything either. He's just really solid and consistent at most things, making him reliable. He also gets a number of great add-ons and can be customized quite a bit for your preferred playstyle. His weakness is debatably also his simplicity though, with him likely benefiting from receiving some other kind of ability to help him out. Number 31, the Doctor. Doctor is another pretty old killer, but one that has remained fairly average due to this ability.
Okay. Let me explain something about the Wraith to y'all. Okay. I agree. If played well, fuck out of here. This guy, this cocksucker right here, is so fucking overpowered, and his ability can just be spammed. Fuck you, bro. He's such a nerd character. He's definitely higher off like just the fact that he's OP as fuck.
Focusing a lot on anti-loop. His power to block windows and pallets is
There's no way he's not up there with the best of them.
still pretty invaluable in most situations. He further gets more information with his larger blast attack, and even a slowdown mechanic with Madness that can provide helpful information too. I think his worst aspect is just the ability to counter him decently easily by running away or pre-dropping. He really struggles against this, and a lot of maps or loops can be quite challenging for Doctor, and result in him needing to brute force them. Doctor, I'd argue though, is relatively simple and still consistent. Number 30, Michael Myers. Myers, of course, is no longer available to purchase, however before he was removed from the store he did receive a substantial rework, and this absolutely succeeded in making him stronger. Myers has jumped up this list considerably since last time, but he's not that good still. Myers does still lack in many areas, although he is a more consistent character now who relies a whole lot less on strong add-ons to justify his placement. Myers offers a better level of stealth than before, with more control over when to stalk and when to chase, and further has a new dash insta-down ability that is genuinely very strong, able to break pallets as well. Greatly improved and far more consistent. Number 29, the Knight.
Okay, so Michael Myers, bro. Let's talk about that. Honestly, feels pretty cool. D tier, below average. Not super scared of him. Played well. This is. I'm agreeing with most of the list, except for I think the Trapper needs to go somewhere. Definitely OP. Wraith is probably below average given the circumstances. Maybe that's it. Maybe there's just so many and I'm just forgetting. Because Kruger and shit like that, all these people. But this guy's a fucking cheat code, bro. This guy's a cheat code. I swear to God, the Knight is a cheat code, bro. He is such a cheap ass fucking killer, dude. And that's a free game, bro. Fuck that game. Fuck generators. I'm not helping y'all, bro. You might as well hook me up twice, bro. The dude is so corny. Clip it, okay? Clip it. Let's see this.
Knight has basically just received buffs over the past few years, and it
Mm-hmm.
does show. He's
Oh
actually
yeah.
consistent now, despite his
Oh,
guards often doing strange things. Knight is
oh.
great at occupying multiple survivors, but also quickly catching
Guards
survivors
doing
out on
strange
loops, and
things. I get
occasionally getting
fucked by
near
him constantly.
insta-downs with a carefully timed double swing. However, Knight does still rely on his guards, which can still be inconsistent around many loops or objects, causing
Fuck
him to struggle in some
you.
situations, or to just be frustrating when a guard doesn't quite catch a survivor. I do
Oh
like
yeah.
Knight's range of add-ons too, as he's got a lot of customization.
Okay.
Nowadays, with Knight's
Okay.
control over the guards and which ones he uses, he's solid. Number 28, Bubba. Bubba is a bit of a sleeper character who often gets memed on and viewed as only good for camping. And this was maybe true for a time, but not anymore, as camping is a lot harder. Bubba is actually an excellent chaser though, and he's extremely good at
I agree with this. I hate a bubble, dude. A bubble will low key fuck me up. I'll take a Billy over a bub any day.
punishing survivors who make mistakes with his insta-down chainsaw. He's also
Crazy
extremely
Billies are
good at
different though.
punishing
We'll get there.
survivors who group up or are overly altruistic or bold. His chainsaw collision can be frustrating, but I do find day by day it eases and it gets better. Bubba may seem simple, but
But I
that's not
agree.
a
My buddy
weakness,
thinks he's
and
pretty
learning to
easy
control
too.
his chainsaw effectively can make him really solid. He does suffer, however, with a lack of map pressure and traversal. Number 27, the Dredge. This is a placement that has moved up for me this year after
Hmm.
learning Dredge a bit more, simply. I do think Dredge has more to offer when focusing more on its anti-loop teleport and less so on lockers. Lockers are still a great map traversal tool though, and Nightfall is a great temporary buffed up state that makes survivors play more cautiously. Dredge does have an odd combination of abilities, but they're all pretty solid, and it can be frustrating on occasion when a locker isn't quite where you want it, or something like that, but this inconsistency is made up for with Dredge's
I heard something.
large spread of abilities, which can be used pretty dynamically. Number
Okay.
26, Alien. Xeno is a very strong chaser and can get some
Honestly, he's a lot easier. I agree with this. I think he could go lower down the list. Maybe people don't just play him as much. If you place those turret things down, he's not that bad. But let's
truly
go.
wild hits with its tail attack, able to curve and reach around certain loops or balls that some killers are incapable of. It further has its tunnel system, which allows for quick and easy map traversal. Even the downside of the flamethrowers aren't so great anymore, with it getting some buffs to resist these better. Whilst Xeno's tail attack was nerfed last year, this hasn't affected its placement too substantially in my opinion. Xeno is
That's
still
hard.
really solid, although sure a little slower than before. We now hit the middle of the list with our average tier. Number 25, Freddy Krueger. Freddy is another character I
Uh,
horribly underestimated post his rework, where he's now
yeah.
actually really solid, with him having a pairing of his snare ability but also fake pallets, and of course the
Yep.
constant passive of the Dream World, which persistently aids him. Whilst each of these abilities on their own is just fine, together they're really quite good. pairing together a chase where you utilize the shock of a sudden dream palette explosion with the persistent pressure of a snare is effective. Freddy is pretty stacked in that way, and further with his teleport ability, he really does tick just about every box, even if none of his abilities are excessively powerful. Number 24, the Deathslinger. Deathslinger has honestly always been a good representative average killer, with him offering a really unique ability with his ranged spear gun.
I hate this fucking dude. I hate the Deathslinger. Fuck him entirely with a burning passion in my heart. Dude's a bitch. Fucking hate him. Same with Davis. Hate him. Everybody hates him.
However, his
He should be higher. He could be. I don't know. He's just a bitch to play against. Maybe we suck. Who knows?
biggest struggle, like so many others, is he's slow and he does sort of fall behind the pace of the game sometimes. Slinger is a very strong chaser though, and can use his spear gun to end chases really efficiently and quickly, or even to just damage from a distance and buy himself a bit of time with Deep Wound. Slinger is overall really solid though, despite his slow map traversal, and there's no map that's especially bad for him. He has his strengths, and these strengths pull up and even out his weaknesses. Number 23, the Huntress. Huntress was originally a lot higher, but over the years has fallen, for that similar reason of the general pace of the game raising. She's still great in chase,
Also,
and
there's
still
Freddy
great with her
Fazbear
unique
now, so it's
range
like you
power,
don't
but
even
she is
really.
quite
She's
slow, and a
mid
lot of
tier.
loops do make it tough to use her hatchets well.
I
She
think
has the
she's.
ever frustrating issue too of the game's hitboxes feeling quite inconsistent at times. Her map traversal is poor, but she does debatably make up for this with her
She's
range,
lower,
allowing
bro.
her some extended pressure, along with her lullaby
If
too.
you get one of those
Overall
bitches
though,
that throw
it's
it up,
Huntress, a
but
consistent and solid ranged killer.
she's definitely
Number
mid
22,
tier.
the Nemesis. Nemesis sits around the middle of the
Ah,
list as an incredibly reliable killer, I think. A killer who
yeah.
is just so consistent and also very simple, which is a great strength. Nemesis offers
Is
the
he?
ability of his tentacle whip, an attack which both infects but also damages those already infected when
Oh
hit by
yeah.
it. It's easy to use, it breaks pallets once it hits tier 2, and gets gradually stronger in general as it levels up through its 3 tiers. There's a few tricks like dragging it that can be a bit technical, but generally Nemesis is just so simple and straightforward. A character who is very faithful to his source material in a way, as he's a walking tank who persistently can walk forward, shredding every pallet in his way. You also get the passive bonus of the zombies, who are largely useless to be honest, but do provide help still in the way of the occasional hit or infection, or just some
Mm-hmm.
information by looking at how they're moving, or even if they stop after being flashlight
We'll take that into consideration moving forward to play killers.
blinded. Nemesis is simple but effective, with a few frustrating bits of counterplay, like the ability to crouch through his tentacle. Number 21, Springtrap. Springtrap is still decently new, so maybe a bit tougher to place, but I think he's pretty well defined as an average or fairly slap bang in the middle when it comes to strength. He's got a solid ability with his axe, its killer instinct as well, and the ability to grab survivors
Yeah, he's
inflicted
better
with
than
it. He also
Hunters.
has nice map traversal with his security doors, and the lacking potential, to be honest, of getting a jump scare with them. This just barely ever happens, and is more of a gimmick. Overall though, Springtrap's chase is solid, and he can get downs in seconds with correct circumstances. He does also have a high skill ceiling with his ability to orbital his axe, although this is almost excessively hard to get consistent results with, leaving him about average, I think. Number 20, Chuck.
All right, guys, we're about halfway through this video. We got about 27 minutes, probably end up being 30 minutes. We're going to probably take that. This is part one. Okay, family. All right, it's part one. We're gonna do the other one, 21 killers, at another time. I'll upload this. If you like this, man, if you watch this on Twitch now or later, bro, follow. Trying to hit affiliate. I'm so fucking close. Uh, I'm probably gonna get ready to go play some Dead by Daylight. To be honest with you, do some shit around the house. And as always, guys, this stream is brought to you. Let's see if I can get this in the camera here. Let's see. This stream is brought to you by Locked In Supplements. Okay, gamer pouches by gamers for gamers. 80 milligrams of caffeine, 120 milligrams of alpha GPC. They come in mint and mango. You feel me? All right, both of them are fantastic. Mint happens to be my personal favorite, but I got the mangoes right here. We love them. Guys, I use this on a regular fucking basis. I work 6 to 5. I'm a dad. I'm tired. I'm gaming. I'm grinding. I'm on my fitness journey from 258 down to 214. I'm running all the fucking time. Bro, I need these things. I was using this prior to being linked up with them. Okay. So that's the big thing, bro. I fuck with these guys so hard. It's such a wholesome company. Shout out Logan, bro. Dude's a dog. He's building an empire from the ground up. You can use my code Ducky, DUCKY for 10% off. They got 5 packs, mix and match, 3 packs, sample pack, 2 packs, 1 pack, whatever you need, bro. Whatever you need. New flavors coming soon, but y'all gotta go crazy with what we got, bro. We building something. Use my code Ducky, DUCKY for 10% off. Um, that's pretty much the energy this time. We'll start it off with Chucky C tier. Ending it off, like I said, I agree with most. I think most things. Nemesis, agree. Huntress, don't agree at all. Dredge, probably below average. Bubba, probably below average. That's a fucking lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Probably that makes sense. Doctor, that's a lie. So Doctor needs to be higher. Knight needs to be higher. Wraith, probably. You can get away with it. Pig probably makes sense. Demogorgon, people don't play it, probably makes sense. Probably these weak tiers. All that shit makes sense to me. All that shit makes fucking. All that makes sense to me.
Number 20, Chucky.
So, dude, yeah, guys, it's been a movie. I kind of fuck with this content, dude. If you guys are liking it, man, tap in. Let me know some. Let me know some. All right, dude. I got a couple of videos out like this. Just reacting, doing things. I kind of rebranded as you see the live notification. I kind of rebranding a little bit and kind of doing more of this reactive IRL. I did one. Me and my son were hanging out, and I was just cooking us breakfast. Yo, we were just doing live, just shooting the shit, him and I. So I'm kind of liking that style a little bit more. Kind of liking this style. I'll still play video games, still play the core video games. It's probably gonna be a lot of like. It sounds like I play a lot though. That's the thing. It sound not like a lot for like time wise because I don't. I usually through the week if I can slide some time, I'll play Overwatch or DBD with the boys. Right. Usually it ain't going that way. If it's like 10 o'clock and I'm gonna run till 11 because I got to get up at 5. It's like me and Damon may do a couple games of Overwatch. I may try to go get clipped up. Sigma Max, what's up? Um, but Monday through Friday, I'm at work for my lunch break. I stream Clash Royale because I love that game. It's my favorite game. I'm trying to hit rank, no towers, no spells, whatever. So those are like the main two like multiplayer games, and then we got back into DBD, so I kind of like added that to the arsenal. Um, I'm really into story mode games. I have a lot that I want to play, Elden Ring, shit like that. So right now we're playing the Ninja Gaiden playthrough 1 through 4. 4 just came out, so I want to go beat one. Never beat one. Beat two when I was legit. Gonna go beat it again. Maybe beat three. I can't remember if I beat three. I know I played three, but I can't honestly remember if I beat it. I think I beat three, but we'll see as we play it, and then go play 4. I'm doing that today actually. I got chapter 10 coming today. So, what else there? And then I added Shadows of the Colossus, bro. Hey, actually, you know what I should do real quick? I should go back to just chatting for like 2 more seconds. Like 2 more seconds. Bang. Just chatting. Uh, I added Shadows of the Colossus, which is my brother was like, "Yo, that's a super base game. Like, you die, you go find the Colossus, like you do a puzzle, you beat it, you end up at the beginning. There's not like upgrades, shit like that. He's like, it's just like a super simple, and I love that shit. People say you can beat it in like 8 hours. I'm an hour in. I already got like 3 of the Colossuses down. I'm already like 25% done with the giants already. So, with that being said, I don't think I'm adding anything else. What do I got? Clash, Overwatch, DBD, Ninja Gaiden, which is called the Sigma Sessions. Ninja Gaiden Sigma. I'm on the first one, chapter 10. Shadows of the Colossus, and I think that's it. I think I get 6. Hold on. Clash, Overwatch, DBD, Ninja Gaiden, Shadows of the Colossus, just chatting. And those are like the 6 bottom, like the 6 rows that it shows on my Twitch. And when I beat one, I'll start like cycling shit out. So like just chatting's gonna hang out for a while. Overwatch is hanging out for a while. DBD is hanging out for a while. Clash. So like 4 is already taken right there. So it's only really gonna alternate between like the story mode games, unless I take like a little break from Clash. But I don't know if I can do that. I'm on the grind. So, listen, this has been a movie. Guys, I love you. I appreciate you. If you watch this now, if you watch this later, follow me on all my social media. I got a fitness journey. I do funny TikTok content, long format content. I do a bunch of different shit. Hit me up. Let's go crazy. Yeah, I'm out of here. Deuces.